Let's get ready to rumble!
Hey, yo, kid.
Watch out for the jab.
Yes, sir.
What up?
What's happening, y'all? Welcome to the Jab, episode Ocho.
We're here. Is that 8?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Ocho.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
¿Cómo se
episodes
dice?
right now. What?
8?
Yeah.
Ocho.
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 This
Yeah.
is Young Al.
This is Breezy Rando.
And this is People Call Me Jay.
Whoop!
What up, what up?
Let's get into it.
Today is opening Sunday kickoff for NFL.
Yes.
A lot of
I'm
games
excited.
on.
Game day.
Super
If y'all
excited.
don't know, we are actually all Packer fans. This studio right now is just like covered in green gold.
7th letter of the alphabet.
Yeah.
We
It's
are
in there.
G's.
Oh, that's a song?
You know, have you guys ever heard?
LA the Dog Man.
Have y'all
Oh,
ever
yeah.
heard like Aaron Rodgers is kind of like a crazy guy? Like he does some
How
like,
so?
wild ass shit.
Dude, his stash.
I think you told me this, Brock, is that like your brother has a friend that used to work at a restaurant where
Yeah, I
she
remember-
sucked his
yeah.
dick. You remember that?
Yeah, in the story that she sucked his dick in the bathroom and he nutted on her face and said deal with it and left. I don't know how true that is, but if that's true, that's fucking crazy.
Is it okay if he's Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's up to her, really. Maybe she asked for it.
When you heard the story, was from her
It
perspective?
was from Sean, and I think he told it. Sean's my brother. I think he
Shout out
told
Sean. Hashtag brother.
Shout out to Sean. I think he told it like he just like disrespected her. That's crazy.
That's
But-
wild, dude.
I don't know if she was like into it. You don't really think about that stuff.
I
When
think a
you're
lot of
younger.
times they are into it.
Yeah,
I
sure.
feel like everyone who is like successful and like kills it with something, they
Yeah.
all have some type of demon.
Hmm.
Every artist, every like basketball player, football player who are just like killing the game, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, they all had some demon.
Well, the more money you get, the more
Magic
sex
Johnson.
The more money you get, the more sex becomes available to you, and the more sex you have, the more you become bored with real sex. Like I
Oh, yeah.
listened to a podcast where they did studies. They're talking about studying on masturbation and sex for males. So like basically, the more you masturbate, the less likely it is you're able to hold like a stable relationship because your interpretation of sex becomes cute. So I feel like when you're famous, you get it all the time, as much as you want and from however you like. You just get to the point where you're like, I haven't figured out how to be freaky enough.
That's
I gotta figure out
wild,
new
dude.
levels of freak.
It makes so much sense though, and
Yeah.
how easy like porn and stuff is to get.
Yeah.
Like everyone has it in the palm of their hands.
That's why I feel like
You know what I'm saying?
with
Well, one palm. You need one hand. Free.
Right.
with like Kanye recently was like the creative director of the Pornhub Awards.
Yeah, dude.
And I feel like he really is just like a freaky ass dude who just like likes watching people have sex and stuff.
Easily.
That probably came from him just like having it handed to him so much for the last
For sure.
for a few years. Not even a few years.
Wasn't
like
the song
15 years.
Workout?
What song was it? Oh, the Kanye workout plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all about sex, right?
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I think it was like boob jobs and stuff.
Just random,
yeah.
yeah. Wild.
Yeah, he's always had like naked girls in his stuff, in his art and stuff.
Something I think is really funny with pornography is, and I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but have you ever caught yourself like exploring every single page that a website has to offer?
I've accidentally spent a little too much time on the
Yeah.
website every once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find some hidden gems or
Yeah.
some raunchy ass shit.
Some bloopers. Do you ever watch the bloopers?
Like the behind the scenes.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
No. What
They're
like
great.
what's in the videos?
Bloopers will be like
Like her carrying the guy.
no,
I've seen that.
like trampoline sex. People having
Whoa.
sex on like trampolines.
Sounds painful.
Sex gone wrong. You know.
It's
wrong.
funny that you've seen that.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah,
have,
what made you want to watch it?
because there was a whole category. I was like, funny. Like there's just
Yeah.
there's like fetish and then funny, and I'm like, okay, I like humor, so I'm gonna watch this shit.
I've seen
Fetish
some pretty
slash funny.
funny like parody movies and stuff like that, but I don't think they're trying to be funny. It's just funny.
Ding dong.
I've actually
Did you
like-
order a pizza?
So one time, when I was a little younger, I hooked up with a girl, and I swear it could be in like a funny thing, like one of those categories,
Right.
because she had just like this phenomenal bush. It's just this giant bush,
Damn.
like straight from 1982. You know,
Full
And-
bush.
full bush, so much
Damn.
bush that I thought she had her underwear on still.
Did you say anything?
So,
What did you say?
I mean, obviously when you're in the zone, you're not gonna say anything. You're just gonna deal with it. But afterward, I was like, so why don't you shave that? Like, it's just like that. She's like, why would you ask me that? I'm like, most girls don't have that. Like, why wouldn't you do something about that?
I'm not like most girls.
Because it wasn't just like a little bush. You know, like a little bush is understandable, but like I'm telling you, bro, like
His big bush.
his
Groomed
buckwheat. Buckwheat. That's where buckwheat went after the Little Rascals. He just, or she, I don't know, just retired in that girl's pants and stayed there.
Buckwheat.
You know, I bet you dollars to donuts. She went home and shaved that.
Yeah.
I never asked. I never saw her again.
You just bullied her into changing her appearance.
Yeah, I had to ask because that was my like. You ever think about our generation isn't really familiar with like that much?
Yeah,
the
sure.
Because wasn't a thing for us when we were coming of age to have sex. But like, if you ask your dad, he's probably like, all I know is bush. You know, 'cause, like,
George W.
yeah, those ladies from that time are still rocking the bush because it's just normal to them.
I mean, if like a girl asked that to me, like if I had like a full ass bush and she's like, "Why do you have that? Like that doesn't look good," and be like, "Oh, maybe I should trim."
Wait, you guys don't have bushes?
I'd say more like a shrub.
Okay.
Are we just like discussing our pubic
I
hair
have-
on the podcast?
I have a
The people want to know. I have.
cornrows.
yeah. It's a braid going
I
down
have
the left
dreads.
side.
Dreads.
Imagine going to a hair salon and be like, "Hey, can you do my pubes? Get the fuck out of
Get
here."
like or a barbershop, like, "Hey, line me up."
Zip.
Anybody here do pubes?
Who we got next?
We got a pube guy in the back. Oh God.
When I was younger, my family had family over at the house, and
Whoa.
there was
Whoa, that's crazy.
Enlightened.
They had family there.
yeah.
Did they have to sign like paperwork first to come?
What are you talking
For
about?
family to be
my
at your house?
Waivers.
My parents invited my family over.
I don't know about this one, dude.
It sounds sketchy.
This is, are you sure you want to say the story?
Yes.
Might be a little inappropriate.
So it's a terrible start to the story. So my parents
That's your
invited my
fault.
family over, and they ordered pizzas, and we were eating pizza outside. And I recently heard pubic hair, but I thought it was pubic hair. I was in like second grade. Like, that was really young.
Wait, what'd you think it was?
I thought it was pubic hair. Pubic hair. Not pubic hair. Yeah.
Like a product?
Yeah. I don't know. I knew it was
hair.
like, I knew it was like ball hair, but this is funny. So when my parents ordered pizza and there was a hair on the pizza, I was like, "Oh, this is a pubic hair," and everyone stopped and looked at me. He's like, "What did you say?" I was like, "Pubic hair." I didn't know it was like a bad word, like inappropriate to say that. And my aunt just like came through with the save. And she's just like, "I think he said cubic hair." I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
She said
And I knew I was about to be like, "No, I said pubic hair," because I didn't know I was wrong. I was like, "Yeah, I said cubic hair," and everyone's like, "Oh, okay." Like, there's no way they bought that I said cubic hair. I was
They
like
just
like
didn't want to
6.
have that conversation.
I probably didn't even know what cubic was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's amazing the things you do when you're that age. Like, and you just don't understand.
I didn't think twice about it. Like, I didn't think that was inappropriate.
There's a Diddy verse where he's got, "I'm young, dumb, and full of cum." No, it's young, hung, and full of cum, right?
Right.
Really?
I heard that song when I was little, and I just walked around all day chanting that. my older brother is like, "What are you saying?" And I'm like, "Young, dumb, full of cum." Like,
Hell yeah,
I had
dude.
no idea. Like, dancing to
You're
it.
killing
like,
it.
Like, walking around the streets, it's like, young, hung, full of cum. I'm like 10 years old.
It's funny in "I Need a Girl." Diddy says, talking about his girl, he's like, "We were like brothers." It's weird to think about him and his girl. Like,
Yeah.
you're like my brother.
Yeah, my sister actually has like a really funny story about like saying that type of shit. So shout out Nicole, Coco.
Coco.
You call her Cole first?
Nicole.
Oh, Nicole. Okay, I didn't hear the Nick.
So
The Nick matters.
I was like maybe like 7. She was about 4, and my dad loved the Chronic CD with Dr. Dre and the next episode.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone knows what they say at the end of that episode.
Hey, hey, hey.
Okay, don't say it. So when we were in Walmart, we were checking out, and like my sister would listen to the song with my dad in the car all the time. And we were in the checkout line, and my sister goes, "Hey, smoke weed every day." She's like 4, and we're in Walmart.
Damn.
And maybe even younger. And there's this like lady in front of us, and she was white, and she was like, "What the fuck?" to my mom. She's like, "How do you raise your children?"
Smoking weed.
Yeah. And I'm like, my father or her dad listens to that song. My sister goes, "Smoke weed every day."
Oh my
Non-stop,
God.
dude. And I walked away, and my mom was like, "What the fuck are you doing, Coco?" And it was fucking insane, dude.
Were you embarrassed?
Kind of,
you
yeah.
walked away.
I was pretty embarrassed.
It's like, I gotta get out of here.
This isn't working out. This lady's gonna kill my mom for being a bad mother and all this random stuff. It's funny as shit, dude.
It's crazy she just like went off on your mom. Like,
Yeah, she like went down, and my mom's like, "Well, like that's our household, so you can come over and like we can handle it."
yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I wonder is Imagine being like, we talked a couple episodes about Cardi B and Offset's kid, right?
Offset.
So imagine growing up in that household, the fucking shit that you hear, right?
Trey the
So
gang.
not even just from like their
Gang.
parents' music, but like the people in the crew that are around, you know, like them singing other people's music. So those kids are gonna grow up saying some shit. Yeah. And plus, yeah. The first time Cardi B's kid says that, I want to see the recording of that. It's hilarious.
Picture
I'm sure
Cardi
he
B's
will.
kid and then DJ Khaled's kid hanging out.
Yeah, Assad.
Just so entitled.
Travis's kid.
All of them.
Dude, that kid is gonna be a piece of shit. There's just no Assad.
Easily, dude.
No way.
He's never said. They never said no to him.
You know, it's funny. My ex actually works at a restaurant in South Carolina, and she actually got to give DJ Khaled room service. She said he's a really nice dude, and he's tipped shitty. He's a shitty tipper.
Really?
Yeah.
Picture-
He's super nice.
Picture Assad's kid trying to get like a girl, and she's like, no. And he's like, no one's ever said no to me.
I feel like he just yelled his name, Assad.
Fucking
'Cause
wild,
in
dude.
his head, it just gets him what he wants. Dude, didn't Cardi B get beat up or something? Like, no, wait, her and Nicki Minaj. They didn't get in a fight or something like that.
I thought it was Raw.
It was so New York Fashion Week. They were both there, Nicki and Cardi, and they kind of had like beef, like got brewing. And someone in Nicki's crew, Raw, like Cardi came up and like tried to fight her, and I think they like got into it. She tried to fight Nicki.
So I saw Cardi's face.
Yeah, she had that
Looked
big ass bump on her
fucked
forehead.
up.
So Raw, is that another rapper?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
Like a friend.
Is this
I
like
would
Raw,
assume so.
like R-A-W, or Raw like the Egyptian god Raw?
Raw.
At first, I thought it was
Oh, it is
Rihanna.
the Egyptian one. Okay,
I didn't know
cool.
that was an Egyptian.
R-A-W?
R-A-H is
Can
Raw.
you smell what the Rock is cooking?
The Raw.
The Raw is cooking.
I don't know if I want to sell that. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. Like two like pretty
Y'all got too
really
much money to be
popular.
fighting like that, man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, what are you fighting about? You're rich.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Nicki said shit about Cardi's kid.
Nikki.
And that's kind of fucked up. Like Cardi's like a street person, so she came up on her just like, "What the fuck do you say about my kid?"
Nikki wants smoke with everybody. I feel like she's
true.
falling
She's
off,
fallen
and
off,
this
yep.
is her way to be like, beef is everything.
You know what's
She's
funny?
pulling a 50.
This whole same thing happened when Nicki was on the come up with like Lil Kim.
Get the strap.
Hey, is Nicki still with Meek?
I saw that they were like together. I
What?
think in the video.
No.
but I don't know if like back in a relationship.
Dude, she
That
didn't
sucks.
support him in jail.
Mhm.
Fucked up.
Maybe she did.
That was when fucking Philadelphia won the Super Bowl, too. She'd have been on top of the world, dude, holding Meek down, like, in the parades and
They
stuff.
broke up before he went to jail.
Yeah, I know. So she would have held him down.
Oh,
Those
she would have been on
relationships
top.
Those are designed to fail.
celebrity relationship.
Yeah, don't you think? I mean, there's no
don't
way
know.
with that much attention on your relationship. People can
Do you
barely do
think-
it with just Facebook.
Do you think they could date someone just mediocre, though?
Probably not. No.
Just because, yeah,
they
they're
have to keep
celebrity
it
status.
so hidden.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is
They have
crazy.
to date someone what's successful? Is Jay-Z, Beyonce? That's not successful,
That's
right?
yeah. That's successful.
Yeah.
I think that
So.
I think the whole cheating thing was a big thing to promote their albums.
That could be.
Okay, their marketing is not successful.
because it's Gene. You
Because
don't think
Jay-Z looks like fucking wild in every
That's
picture.
right.
Beyonce looks like a goddess.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is just like, oh, yeah.
she hasn't aged a second.
Jay-Z is aging poorly.
Yeah.
And it's weird. He like has like he's trying to like wear like Gucci suits, like sweatsuits and stuff like that, look modern. He's like, "How you do, fellow kids?" Like he's old. He's like he looked clean in the suits and shit. Now he's just like trying to look like Lil Pump. He's even like getting like little dreads and stuff like that, like little twists. Just like I fuck with Jay, but like it seems like he's not being true to himself.
Well, at least I heard like Watch the Throne.
Yeah,
That might put him back on the map.
I saw Kanye tweeted Throne 2, which I was like, what
Dude,
the hell?
I can't wait.
Like
If him
Kanye and Jay-Z beef him. But I saw there's a possibility that it's actually Kanye and Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Wait,
Yeah.
the rainbow hair?
Yeah. Blicky got the stiffy on. Yeah, I heard a rumor that they're making the album and calling it Watch the Throne 2.
That would be dope
I feel like
too.
that's sort of blasphemy.
It's like it's trolling. It's grade A trolling for sure.
Because I feel like there's such different degrees of artists as far as hip hop and like
Kanye and Tekashi.
hip hop historically. It's like it's just crazy that'd be a combination, especially when you had Jay-Z on the first one. You can't go from Jay to Tekashi, even though
Why not?
Tekashi's doing great right now, and he's doing really well. But the reason that I think that Watch the Throne, Jay-Z and Kanye are such like if we were talking about a hierarchy of hip hop, they're on top. Like there's Drake is great, but like as far as time and like how well someone's done overtime, it is going to be Jay-Z and Kanye up there, and Tekashi's doing awesome, but he's not even close.
He just
you know what I'm saying?
started too, dude.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's almost like it's almost like pulling some like high school quarterback and ranking them with like some of the best of all time. It's just weird, you know?
Yeah, it's
It
freaking
doesn't.
wild.
I'm sure it'll be fire. I'm sure it'll be good. But I just
Reggie
don't-
Bush.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. I just don't get it. You know, it's an interesting move.
Well, I think it's like kind of iffy because
Iffy.
my thing with Kanye doing that album with Tekashi is that he has those like rape charges in the past when he was like 17 or 18. He had sex with that girl who was
Let's-
14. Or
Let's
something.
not say rape. It's pedophilia. Is it rape?
That's right. That's statutory.
Statutory rape. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that's the thing is like a lot of people don't like him for that for good reason, I guess. If you want to support that,
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks at that.
it sucks that it kind of defines his career.
Yeah. Well, like when he told the story, I watched it out with like Charlemagne.
What's the story?
I don't really know too much about it.
Sylvia, can we look that up?
So, what I know is that he was shooting a music video. The girl was on set. His manager or someone hired that girl, and he said he was doing like ID checks. Mm-hmm. So everyone he thought was on set, he thought was old enough.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah.
So that's. I mean, I don't know how accurate that is to what.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's right.
That
Okay.
is, okay.
That's rough, man. Because that's.
Yeah.
I mean.
So to what extent? Yeah, you gotta fucking watch your back. But like, you have your team's like, yeah, everything's cool, man. Like you're good. Everything
kind
on.
of fucked him over.
Yeah. So and then that put him in that bind because that's when his career just started. So he was like putting himself out there, getting as much publicity as I can, like making
Now he's a
music
pedophile.
videos.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I don't support what he did, and if he did do it, but it sucks if that story is
Yeah.
to what he says, and now he's
Because it's-
getting blamed for it.
There isn't a way to like
Yeah.
undo that.
It's
Yeah.
crazy that like you can be 14 and look so old.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
Sucks.
It's scary, bro. It's scary because like I'm afraid that I know like we're getting to that age where we're gonna have kids soon in the next like 5 years of your life. Brock, probably sooner.
Nah, shut up. Fool. Yeah, right.
But it's
He's
scary to have
taking
a
resumes.
it's scary to have a daughter
Baby
because like
mamas.
I'm afraid to have a daughter because like that situation I'd be upset. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a father, how do you go into
Yeah.
that and being like,
You said the girl was 14.
I don't know the age.
13. Damn.
That's too much.
That
man.
is super young. Yeah, that I didn't know she was that young.
Can we pull up a picture of this girl? I'm just curious. I'm honestly I'm curious.
She might be hidden on all social media.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking
most of
that.
the articles that I'm reading, like,
Do you remember Joanna Man, the movie?
Yeah.
When he's blackmailing his agent, and he's like, "This is blackmail." He's like, "No, it's not. It's black female." I love that part. I've seen
I
that movie
forgot
like
about that
way
movie.
more than I'm proud of. I've seen that movie like 50 times.
You know what bummed me out about that whole movie?
Huh.
Was that I guess the whole movie when like he couldn't dunk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he wanted to dunk.
He wanted to dunk, and I was just like, I want to dunk too, because I still can't dunk to this day.
Some of us just aren't built for it, man.
It sucks.
I can't dunk either.
Yeah,
Damn.
but you're white. It's kind of like comes with the territory.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
true.
you haven't seen Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, that's true.
What
Canadian
white men can't
bacon.
jump?
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin the Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
Woody Harrelson's awesome.
That's who it was, not Kevin Bacon. It was
That's
Woody
Cecily
Harrelson.
Bacon.
Why did you let me say?
Because I like when you sound silly.
Funny.
So we actually got to go to a show yesterday at Axelrad, and it was pretty dope.
Yeah, it was super
Yeah,
cool.
shout out to the artist that came through Upper Reality. She was
Reality.
really dope. Yeah, so we were sitting like front row, and the coolest thing about the entire show is that this girl was so into her music. Like I was telling my friend, I was like, she to her, there's nobody else here right now. She was just by
yeah.
her, like you know, you could see it
In
on
her
her
zone.
face.
And it was her first time performing in Houston.
Yeah,
Really?
it was
Yeah.
very good.
That's what's up.
She was just like so into it, super confident.
Yeah,
I was telling Brock that it would be so hard for me to get on stage by myself, and not like on a stage like at a public event where people are chilling outside, just like all eyes on you.
Yeah, she did everything. She like made the beat live, like
Yeah.
play guitar, sang.
Guitar, yeah.
So her roommate was sitting next to me and on the benches, and her roommate said that when she was making this EP, that she remember waking up every day, listening to her practice, and just go over it and over it. So it's cool to have that input on who the artist is while I'm watching it unfold in front of me.
Little
behind the
backstory.
scenes.
We actually went there to see
Documentary.
Jono Jono, but Jono Jono was done by the time we got there.
I didn't even. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see. His music is
What was
really
his
cool.
name?
Jono Jono. It's like
Jono,
he's
Jono.
like a black.
Shout out to Jono Jono.
He's a black
Hashtag
dude. That doesn't
Axelrad.
matter. But he, it's cool because he does poetry, but then he also does like sort of folky rap. It's really
That would've been cool as hell.
I know, yeah, but someone took forever to get off of work. Brock, just kidding. I love you.
Yeah. Do you know what he looks like?
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
see him there?
No, he wasn't. I didn't see him there when we were there, but I don't know if y'all noticed. I think that upper section was for like talent and people.
Oh,
that work
really?
there.
Yeah, I saw that. But I don't
So
know.
something else happened that was super awesome. She was on stage and she was like, "Hey, I'm super thirsty. Can I get a glass of water?" And when she
Roofie
said,
Rick on the
"Hey,
way."
I'm super," someone stood up,
Yeah.
ran to get a drink,
Uh-huh.
and I was like,
I wonder if that was
"I
the water
want
guy.
that in my life.
Yeah.
I want to be like, hey, I'm
Oh.
thirsty," and someone just like, "Got you, bro." And
I'd do that for you, Al.
there was another guy who was just standing at the stage, just staring at the camera. It was great.
This episode's brought to you by Loon Paddle Company. Well, I've been using these boards now for a couple weeks, and they're fucking awesome. I love them. I don't have to rent a board anymore. I got the inflatable board. Al, you get the classic, right? The cork
I
one?
did, and
Yeah.
I'm a beginner, so I don't really know what I'm doing. But this board, balance, everything. It's bamboo. Got some carbon in there, I think. Dude, really
Yeah.
good materials.
I feel like you got that board because it's the coolest looking. So like, no matter what your skill level is, you look awesome.
Yeah,
It's a
that's what it's
badass
all about.
board, Yeah.
I just want some cool pics.
I got the inflatable one because it's super
Yeah.
convenient with having like an apartment. You know, it saves a bunch of space.
It like comes with a
It's
backpack
sturdy,
too.
too.
Like it's a
Yeah,
backpack
yeah.
with their pump
I
and everything
mean,
in
one
it.
of their quotes is, "Our paddles look better than our faces."
Right?
So go to loonpaddlecompany.com. Tell them the Jab sent you. Dude, did you guys see the U.S. Open yesterday when Serena Williams fucking lost it?
No.
No, I mean, she lost the match, but that's not what I'm talking about. She like went crazy like during the game.
Did she beat?
I would
somebody up?
not want to be around Serena Williams if she lost it.
So yesterday, Serena Williams was in the final for the women's U.S. Open, and are you familiar with tennis at all?
Teenies?
Like sets and stuff?
That sounds like a porn site. Teenies?
I don't know. That's maybe.
Teeny weenies,
You know.
lemon squeenies.
So she lost the first set pretty bad. And in the women's, you have to win 2 out of 3 sets to win.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the second one, and she was losing. And apparently she got a penalty for coaching, which is like cheating in tennis. And she got super upset because she said she didn't. She wasn't cheating. And they always try to like...
What's coaching?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can we look it up?
Yeah, let's find out
Cindy,
what
can you check
coaching
that out for
is.
us?
Is it? I would assume it's when someone's telling you.
Accuse. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah. It took a while.
I would assume it's when someone's like telling you how to play,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
kind
from
of
her
like the
coach.
handicap in golf.
It sounds like having a
Alright.
coach is okay.
Not during the match, I believe.
No.
I think it's cheating.
So you're training up to the match, and then there's no training
Right.
like a boxing.
Wow,
match.
that's kind of
like
cool.
the jab.
That'd be cool if that's how football was played. They just throw the
No
players out on the
coaches?
field. Yeah. We
That
learned
sounds
everything
like
we need to
madness.
know.
Right up the middle.
Yeah, so...
She was fined $17,000.
Whoa.
oh, 17.
That's not a lot for her, actually.
She was fined $17,000 for saying liar and thief.
Damn, that's so crazy.
That's nuts.
And that's not a lot of money for her.
And our president says
That's
grab him
true.
by the pussy and he's good to go.
Exactly. Well, then that was
Sorry,
the
we,
thing.
won't, we won't even go into it.
she
Fake news.
China. So when she got the penalty that she got coaching or whatever, she was super upset. Obviously, she wasn't, and she slammed her tennis racket on the ground. It got all bent up, and she was like mad. And they gave her another penalty. And then I saw her go straight up to the umpire and was like, "This is fucked up. Like you would never do this to men. Like you're only doing this because I'm a woman and stuff like that." And it was kind of like heartbreaking. She was like tearing up. Like she was really upset about it because they have always tried to accuse her of doing stuff. Like they always drug test her and like feel like like she's ahead of everyone because she is. But she's just like a great athlete. And They
Yeah.
keep trying to take stuff away from her, and it's too bad. So she had to play the rest of the match after that, and she lost. And it was just like the crowd was booing and everything because apparently it's just bullshit.
Can you get that big without steroids?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Genetics,
so,
bro.
Yeah.
There's a protein in your body called, or sorry, it's not a protein. It's an amino, whatever. It's a protein, I think. There's a protein in your body called mytosin, mytosin,
Oh,
and
mytosin,
it determines how much growth you can have in muscle. And everybody has different levels of it. So there's actually a cow that has, I think they have like none present in their system. So these cows are huge. Have you ever seen those? There's something blues. There's like a name for them.
Baby blue.
No, it's a certain type of cow,
Big
but it's
blue.
super muscular and giant. So genetically, she might just have less of that in her system, so she can
She's
grow.
fucking huge.
Yeah, again with Serena, it's crazy. There was not a couple weeks ago. So with Serena, what's kind of crazy is a little while back, another tennis player named Caroline Wozniacki. So she stuffed her skirt and her bra with towels to make it look like she was huge, like a big butt and big boobs, like to prank Serena Williams. They're friends.
Were they playing each other?
No, she was playing that Maria Sharapova. So it's two white girls, and one of them was pretending to be all busty and booty.
And they put pillows in there.
No, she stuffed towels.
Towels.
And they let her play the match like that. They didn't. Nobody stopped her. She played the match. Like that.
She played the
You know what I'm
whole.
saying? And isn't it crazy that they do that, but then they trip on Serena Williams for being upset over a foul?
Well, another thing with like what they wear, Serena Williams is wearing like a catsuit, like a one piece, like pants and a tank top, and they kicked her out of the French Open because they didn't like the way it looked. Like it's not against the rules. Like they just like didn't let her play because they didn't like her outfit. So then in the U.S. Open, to kind of like spite them, she wore a tutu through the whole thing. Just be like, oh, you want me to be like a dressed like a girl with like a short skirt and stuff like that?
I
Like,
mean,
all right, fuck you guys.
If someone did that in like the NFL or NBA,
But there's no dress code. Like they don't like have to wear uniforms.
there's nothing.
They just want them to wear skirts. And she wore pants, and there was like a one piece, and they just like didn't like the way it looked, so they like kicked her out of the tournament. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's not against the rules. She didn't break any rules. They just didn't like it.
Yeah, to a certain extent, though.
But like, there's not like for what? Like, why is that bad that she wants to wear one piece or like a catsuit? They just didn't like the way it, like maybe because they didn't see her legs. That's
Well,
kinda
I mean,
fucked up.
that if you put it that way, but I mean,
Gotta
you-
see your legs. We
Like,
gotta see those thighs.
out of everything that you could wear, why a cat suit? Like I
Apparently-
Is catsuit
understand.
the right word you're using?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm picturing she
I
had
don't know
ears.
what she's wearing.
No, she's not. That's what it's called. It's like catsuit.
Tights and a shirt put together.
Yeah.
Is it like?
Tights.
Is it sportsy or is it just like a
No, it's
costume on
definitely-
Halloween?
No, it's definitely
Oh,
sporty.
because you said cat suit, and I'm like, she has a tail and shit.
Like tights and a tank top.
Yeah, that's the name of it.
But
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought she was like dressed up like a
It's
cat.
Shirt and like tights.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay, that changes things.
yeah, and apparently it like helped her. Can you look this up? It's like blood clots or something like that. She almost like died, and it like helps with her like inner blood stuff.
Oh. Damn,
Okay,
dude.
this is what she was wearing.
They should change the name of that.
They
Oh, that's
they
not
kicked
bad.
her out for this.
Oh, I did. Dude, I literally thought she was in a cat suit with ears and shit.
Veins on those.
She looks like the character in like a ninja
That
video
helps
game that you
with a cat
fight at
Yeah,
the end.
It has Nike on it.
Yeah.
Thought she looked like Cat in the Hat, dude.
Yeah, so she's speaking of Serena too. She was a part of that new Nike campaign with
Yeah.
like her and Colin Kaepernick and stuff like that. I love that
Yeah.
they did that. So many people were upset, like racist people burning Nike gear and stuff.
Hell
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Dude, and their sales went up too.
So many like lawn cutter shoes, you know, the Nike Monarchs, the white
Yeah.
ones, like the white dads, just like fuck this.
Yeah, dude, it's wild.
It's just bizarre, man. I was at a dog park talking about it with like people I thought like I do about it, and there was one guy who didn't, and he just like burst into the conversation and was like really upset. And you know the best part of this whole thing was he was wearing Nike shorts.
Oh, that's great, dude.
Sure,
But just
yeah.
Do you call him
butthurt.
out?
No, I looked down and I saw the shorts and I was just kind of like, huh. But he
It
just
was like
seemed-
an inner win. You didn't need. To
I
give
read
that-
something,
yeah.
dude, and it's like everyone puts it to the military and things like that, but it's not about that. It's just beating up minorities,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
It's like fucking stop that shit.
Yeah.
That's really what it's all about.
Yeah, and I think they say like the fact that you don't stand for the flag in general, but like they
But-
just don't get. They're missing the message.
Dude, you know what's the craziest thing is like the same people who do that, respect the flag, stand for the flag. They're the
Right.
ones with fucking swimming trunks that are like a flag, or they're the people who have napkins that are the flag. Or,
Right.
that's like what the like, you know.
and
What
that's
I'm saying?
against like flag code
Yeah.
or whatever, right?
And
There's like a book of flag.
You're not supposed to even let it touch the ground.
Oh, I see what you're
not
saying.
supposed to leave
Yeah.
the flag
I know
outside in
where
the
you're going
rain. You know, so it's like, are you hearing all that shit before you want to talk shit to someone who's just respectfully kneeling for it?
Right.
Respectfully,
It's crazy.
kneeling.
Yeah.
It's only because they're black. That's the only reason. That's the only
Absolutely.
reason it is. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And could you imagine being an athlete in that position where it's like you just shut up and play the game, or stand for something that you believe in? It's a tough place to be.
Super tough
Well,
because it's
that's-
affecting your money in the
Yeah.
beginning. Now he's getting paid.
Colin,
Yeah, like he might have been getting paid through the whole thing, but kneeling, like I'm sure it took away some of his shit. Playing in the NFL.
the thing I feel like is most unfortunate about the whole situation is Colin Kaepernick isn't the guy who's going to be talking. He's not going to be the guy who's going to be out there for the movement. Like he's
The face of it?
Yeah, he's the face of it, but he's not doing anything otherwise. He's not like going places and talking about it. He's doing the advertisements and that kind of thing. But I feel like it would have been cool to have someone a little bit more well-rounded in that manner to be able to talk about it.
Like LeBron.
Not even LeBron, but like just someone who's not even just an athlete, but someone who's
someone
more.
who's not an athlete.
Yeah, someone who's going to go and talk about it and try to start something to change things rather than.
Have you ever seen him talk about it publicly?
Colin Kaepernick?
Yeah.
No, never.
Yeah, he's very well articulated. He knows his stuff.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it.
He's done some public speaking about it.
I've never seen any of it.
Yeah.
So I got numbers.
Okay.
The campaign for Colin Kaepernick, 163.5 million
They paid him.
since the beginning.
That's what they paid him.
Oh.
That's how much the ads are making in Buzz. Like,
Okay. Nike made that money.
like
Good for them.
yeah.
That's cool. You know, they
Yeah, and
took
that's in advertising.
They took a risk on doing that, and it's paying off. And I don't think they did it just for the money. Obviously, that's a huge bonus. Like,
What?
hell yeah. Wait, you think they did it only for money?
For sure. For sure.
Nike's such a big part of sports, though, and right now so is social change.
Yeah, but Nike is also a business, and they're right. I think they're getting on they're piggybacking on the controversy behind it. They know what they're doing. Like, where was Nike in the beginning of this last year? Where they waited till
Paying
it died.
Colin Kaepernick
I
this whole
feel
time.
like it's
Yeah.
50-50. They know, like they support it,
Yeah.
but they know that there's going to be a payoff because they'll be
Yeah,
the first
absolutely.
in it.
But okay, so think about it like this: the people who really make the call on those kind of things, to whatever how much money they had to put into that campaign to do it, those aren't people who give a fuck about civil rights. It's a business, right? It's just coincidental, like, hey, we can do this in order to make more money.
Right. I can see a couple people in the campaign that would think that way, but like a 50-50. I feel like some people are like, this is tight. I can't believe I'm doing this. And someone's like, I'm getting paid tomorrow.
I bet the original idea for the campaign wasn't based off of the profit.
Why would it's a business? Why wouldn't that be the
No,
first
the initial
something you
idea
do?
was like, there's a lot of social change right now. We should be a part of this and be the front runner. I don't think they're like, hey, you know what make a lot of money? Black people.
Yeah, well,
They've been
I don't
using-
think they did that.
it's a business. It's a huge business. Like, you don't get to that. You don't get to that
That's just your
platform.
opinion. I don't think so.
That's not being paranoid. It's just understanding what a business is. Nobody in a business is like, let's put our money aside and our business aside in order to initiate social change. Nobody does that. It's money first, and then social change is just a great thing to have on the back end of it.
Yeah, I see both points. Like I said, I think that going back, the business is so big, it's 50-50. There's some people that are thinking that, and there's other people that are like, no, I'm doing it for the
Do you think there's
movement.
one guy who's like super racist and just pissed, and he's like leading a campaign, he's fucking putting the ad together, he's just fucking calling
Oh, yeah.
Kaepernick.
And the guy comes in like,
The creator of Nike is racist because Nike started off like in Japanese shoemaking, like children working and
Yeah,
making the
so
shoes and stuff.
that's a great point. So Nike is, the people know that Nike has had child labor and stuff overseas. Do you think that they're over there saying like we should make work conditions better? No, they're trying to turn a profit and spend the least amount of money on making more money.
easily.
Right, so again, that's where my mindset comes
see
from.
where you're
Because
coming
like
from. Absolutely.
you can't be that and then just this big social justice warrior. You're one or the other, and I think it looks like it points to the fact they're just making money, and the social change thing is just a bit to make money.
Yeah, I read a thing that says like stay woke, like what you just said about the labor rights and all that stuff, and they're just kind of like piggybacking off random shit.
Yeah.
So
Because nobody's made $163 million on accident being just. Nobody's like, oh, I have really good morals. I just made $163 million. No, that's plotted and planned.
It wasn't an accident. Like I said,
What do you mean?
there were definitely. You said it was. No one's done that on accident. I never said it was an accident.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Yeah. Well, no, I like I said, I think just like the initial idea was not strictly about money. I think the deciding factor on it, as any campaign for a company
once
as
they
big as
saw
Nike,
leverage,
would be profit.
I hate everything. I hate the world.
Yeah,
just a
it's a
scary
tough place to
place.
live in.
Yeah, but I think I'm still
Yeah.
gonna rock Nike. I love Nike.
Did you see Ford came
Yeah.
out? The Ford truck
Yeah.
company came out, and
Do you-
they said they support
They're
Kaepernick.
gonna have to start burning their trucks.
I
I,
know,
love it.
right?
I can't wait for the first
That's
idiot that burns his
huge,
truck.
dude.
I'm gonna go get a fucking Ford.
And those guys are the ones that are gonna be so conflicted. Like, I bought American because
Yeah.
it's Ford.
Dude, Craigslist is gonna be like, I'll sell for
Yeah.
$1 and I'll get like 5 Ford trucks.
Yeah,
Dude,
nice.
did you see Elon Musk talk about Tesla cars? He said that there's one of his Teslas can do a dance to the ballet, a symphony.
You say his car can dance.
Yeah, like he programmed it so if you play the symphony, it'll dance and drive around and move and
hit
do
the dab and stuff.
No, it doesn't have. Yeah, come on. Yeah.
There was a video of a guy sleeping in
Yeah.
a Tesla, and he just created a software so that you have to touch the steering wheel, and the car wakes you up by beeping the horn at you if you do fall asleep.
What do you think the first person's gonna get caught masturbating in their Tesla on the highway?
I'm sure it's happening
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, but he probably doesn't get caught.
Dude,
They probably made a software for that too.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Teslas out. I remember when Tesla first came out, it was like, holy shit, like a Tesla.
Yeah, they
but
do really
now,
well.
like, they're becoming so popular.
They're fly, bro. They're cool
super
cars.
dope. And
I have
they're
a
great for the
theory.
environment.
That you're just in a microwave cooking yourself.
In the Tesla?
Mm-hmm. Because of all the technology and
It's
shit in
an
it.
electric car.
Yeah. I feel like Wi-Fi and all that stuff affects people to a certain extent.
Yeah.
We're around Wi-Fi all the
Yeah.
time, whether it be our apartment.
I watched a documentary on it.
I met a guy who was in a coma for 2 years, and he said when he got out of the coma that he started getting really bad headaches, and he lived really close to a cell tower. So he said that what he'd actually do is he'd go rent places further away from cell towers. So he moved out of the city after this, shortly after this conversation. But he said he'd get pain even from electrical outlets in your house. He just couldn't do it anymore. He couldn't be close to electricity. I don't know what he's doing now, but that's a good. Do you think some people are hypersensitive to that?
Possibly. I think when I would go up north, especially in Wisconsin, I had an ease of mind in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because I'm on vacation.
It's nature.
Yeah, but I'm away from the city, technology and stuff like that. And I sleep better. Everything seems to flow nice.
Yeah, I wonder if there are going to be long-term studies on Teslas and stuff like that.
For sure, yeah.
Did you see,
And they'll be done by Elon Musk.
Did you see Elon Musk on Joe Rogan's podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Smoking that
awesome.
bitch.
I watched the whole thing
He's
as soon as they went live.
He's so much less charismatic than I thought he would have been.
He's a robot, man.
Did
Did
you expect him
fucking
to?
robot.
I feel like a lot of CEOs and inventors aren't really social people.
Yeah, you're right. I just, for some reason, Elon Musk in my head is. And I thought he
Right.
was.
When I was hearing him talk, I was picturing myself typing in my phone, and that's what I would say, and that's what
Yeah.
his brain was doing. He's like, Joe Rogan would be like, "What do you think about this?" He's like, "Blip, blip, blip, blip," and then I'd be like, "Well, I think about this."
Yeah, I bet he's got some freaky sex shit going on in his life too.
With him and Grimes.
Him and robots, dude. He
Yeah.
probably has a whole.
He has a whole plethora of sex
Yeah.
robots in his house.
and then it turns into a
Lit.
Tesla.
Yeah, and then they vacuum the ground. It's a Roomba sex robot.
Oh shit! Does everything.
The ultimate suck.
Its feet are.
I mean, he's like the fucking Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
What-
Iron
Iron
Man.
Man, dude. That's what I picture
Hey,
him.
what's Iron Man's name? Do you know?
Joey Stark. Just kidding.
John Stark. Something Stark. Tony. Tony Stark.
Tony!
Hey, it's me. It's Johnny Stark. Hey, fuck you. It's the Iron Man. Oh.
Every time, man. I think every episode.
Johnny Stark.
I'm
One
flying.
One time I was watching the Grammys with my family, and Pink was performing, and we couldn't think of Travis Pastrana's name, so we called him Johnny Salami, because it was I thought it was pastrami. It's Travis Pastrami, so we ended up calling him Johnny Salami, and I was just cracking up the whole night. Could you imagine if Pink was married to somebody named Johnny Salami? That's a good porn name.
For sure.
Did you say Johnny Sins?
It would
Cock
sound
Rammerton.
very dirty if you said their names together in a
Johnny
certain
Salami
way.
and Pink.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's a big collab.
That's the start of it right there.
Just
Damn.
paint something in your mind.
Yeah, we should start a company.
Johnny Salami and Pink.
Pink Salami.
Oh.
Alright. So another thing with Elon Musk smoking weed on that podcast, what I found was really interesting is that his company drug tests everyone, and you can't work there if you smoke weed.
Really? I didn't know that.
So it's super hypocritical that he was smoking in public.
But I mean, does it because he's the owner of the company?
Wait.
He has to abide by the rules.
Yeah.
What's the point of being the owner if you have to act like a worker?
If marijuana is legal in California,
That's where their headquarters are too. I looked it up.
so you still have to get piss tested if marijuana is legal somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I mean,
It's
they're
more-
working with really complicated stuff.
I was gonna say it's more so a safety thing.
That
You
makes
can't be
sense.
drunk at work even though it's legal.
One of my friends works in the Gigafactory, I think it's called, in Nevada.
What the hell is a gigafactory?
They basically build
Giggity.
the giant lithium batteries for
Cool.
cars and stuff. And he told me about it, and it was, dude, just his interview process. He said the factory itself is fucking huge. They have dorms, cafeterias, basketball courts. They have,
What?
Because and the guy who showed him, he's like, it's like this because sometimes you just live here for a little while, because you work so much. And he had 5 guys that he interviewed with. They did an interview board. They all interviewed him at once, asked him really complicated stuff, got after him, and then they each individually interviewed him. And he said it was just so stressful because everybody was so different. There was one guy that was he thinks that was on the spectrum that was interviewing him, and it just was so to the point, quick answers, didn't want to have any sort of discussion.
Adderalled out.
Something like that, or yeah. And he was just so focused, and it sounds really stressful, but it sounds kind of a cool place to work.
Wow.
So I can kind of see why you wouldn't want to smoke weed working there.
Do they like sleep on
Yes.
like sleep there?
Yeah, they have dorms. Yeah.
That's cool. I don't know if I'd want to sleep at work. I mean, it'd be cheap.
Yeah.
They say they have to because if they go home, like they might be called back like 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
So
Really?
they get like quick naps in.
Because they have like deadlines, man, like crazy deadlines. Because
Yeah.
most of those people are salary,
Yeah.
so it's like it doesn't matter if if you're clocked out at 8, like you have to get this finished by tomorrow.
But their headquarters or like wherever you would do work is so tight. I heard you have like a badass gym, like a pool, a sauna, bedrooms, like kitchen, all that fun stuff. It's just
Sounds
like
awesome.
it's like a home. They make it into that because they know you're gonna stay there like your whole life. Be a robot. Bleep, bloop.
Do you know that Tesla can't, like, you have to take Tesla to a Tesla dealer? You can't, like, get it worked on anywhere else?
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
There's a guy
I wonder
who's-
where you change the oil.
There's a guy who he actually takes busted Teslas and like fixes them himself because he's like trying to fight that that thing where you have to go to Tesla because I'm sure it's super expensive.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
So he'll get old Teslas that are like beat up or crash or whatever, and he'll like take
fix them
parts and fix new ones. Yeah,
That's
That's
cool.
cool.
Seems like a lucrative market.
Yeah.
Which like have to be drug tested.
Well, his
Like if you handle an X amount of money, like,
his stocks dropped.
that's crazy.
Yeah, stocks dropped
because
heavily.
they've been smoking weed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Like Nike and Tesla stocks dropped a bunch, and it'd be a really good time to invest.
Yeah, but still like 10 grand a stock.
You could buy portions of
Yeah.
stocks. You don't have to buy
Yeah,
full stocks. So on the last episode, we were talking about like our favorite albums of the year.
Yeah, and mine was actually Mac Miller's. And I don't know how to word this, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about. I mean, Mac Miller, I think, was a big part of all of our like growing up and all of our music experience. He's actually the first concert that I went to.
Really?
Yeah, and I think like where we grew up, he was very, very, very popular, and his music just resonated with everybody.
Yeah.
And so it is weird. I think we talked about this not too long ago. I thought it was kind of weird when people would get so upset when celebrities pass away, but I saw the message and that Mac Miller was gone, and I was actually kind of like upset. I watched his Best Day Ever music video,
Yeah.
and the opening of that video is just shots of him as a little kid singing and rapping and stuff. And I'm like, God, dude, I couldn't imagine like being his family having watching that stuff again.
Yeah, and especially for millennials, like we had an upbringing. He was 2 years older than us, or me.
I think just
Yeah.
a year,
Yeah.
year older than
Yeah, he
us,
was 26, and like every stage of his life, like performing at the rave in Milwaukee and things like that. Like, I know a lot of people that I grew up with like idolized him and wanted to be just like him. The biggest thing for me was no one could ever talk shit about the dude.
Yeah.
Nobody. Like every time I heard like an interview, I guess he hung out with like people in the studio, didn't even go in on this like the songs, but was just in there, just all around like positive happiness,
Yeah.
that he presented to everyone. But deep down, he had some issues, and it's super unfortunate.
Do you
man.
think there's a certain level, because I read through some of the stuff, and they said that he had a friend that had called 911 when he overdosed.
Really?
Yeah, he had a friend there, and that's who called. And I don't know if the friend like was with him doing it, or
Yeah, I was thinking about
like
that,
came
too.
there and saw him. But do you think that when someone overdoses, do you think that there's a certain level of responsibility for the people around them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope that.
Well, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, because like at the end of the day, like they didn't put the drugs in Mac Miller. You know?
Yeah.
Like it would be hard for them to like blame themselves. Like they didn't make him do it.
But
He
they
was
also didn't
there.
stop him.
And I've been in situations personally where a lot of times, like, I'm like alcohol wise, like say you're around someone who might have alcohol poisoning, everyone will always tell you like, oh, he's good, don't bring him to the hospital, like, oh, he's good. Everybody always says that.
Yeah.
I'm around, and like, to what extent do you actually take someone and things like that? I mean, if they're like can't breathe and things, obviously,
Dude,
but
when we were at Axelrod last night, I actually heard the bartender tell these two girls that were next to me, they just took 2 shots. And he's like, I'm not going to give you guys the shots for a little while. He's like, I just saw you shoot those. And he's like, I'm not going to just stack them up and shoot them for you. He's like,
That's good.
Come back in a little bit, get some water. And I heard him several times when I walked up there, I heard him do that. And I was like, damn, man, it's really responsible. Like, I'm not going to take more of your money right now. Just be safe. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So everybody needs that bartender in their lives.
yeah, who's not just about the money.
Yeah, over the past few days, like I've been like really sad thinking about it, but like now I think I'm more so just ready to accept it and just be really thankful that he was able to make really good music for the last 6 years of my life or whatever. It was huge.
Yeah, and hopefully there's more light to this than darkness in the end. And I saw J. Cole tweet, like, if anyone needs to talk to me in the industry, outside of the industry, like, hit me up, man. Like, I'm here. So I think that'll be huge for just awareness of these issues.
It's crazy how big of a problem it is because in our hometown, we see people pass away left and right from mostly opiates, but it's such a big problem in the world right now that's going on.
Yeah.
Actually, to kind of lighten it up a little bit, I actually have a very funny Mac Miller story.
Okay.
He has a song called "Lucky Ass Bitch."
My
Yeah.
favorite, Juicy J.
Yeah, so my brother, this is at graduation.
God damn,
So
that's a lucky
you went to, you were in ACA. So we had Brock and I we all went to the same high school and we all graduated with each other. But Brock and I went to charter sometimes half the day,
Nerds.
called ACA, Career Academy, and we had our own special like separate graduation as well.
Yep.
And so it was a little more intimate. There was less of us, but we were in a graduation and there was for some reason there was someone talking and it was quiet. There's everybody and their parents are in this big banquet hall, and my brother had "Lucky Ass Bitch" as his ringtone on his cell phone, and it was the first thing was sniffing coke lines off my dick. Like that's the first thing. Like so, his phone goes off and like we're at the table with my mom and he's going for his phone and like. Sniffing coke lines off my dick is it came out so fast. There's just nothing you can do, and it was so clear. And it's like, and my brother's that type of kid.
Brock's
too,
aunt wasn't there to cover it up.
My brother's the type of guy where everybody just kind of looked at him like, of course, it'd be him that would have that as his
That's funny as hell.
I was like, ugh.
He's like, who this?
Yeah, sniffing coke lines off my dick. What a ringtone, though, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a bold one.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Yeah, shout out to you, man.
You'll be
man.
missed.
Rest in paradise, King.
Thank you for all the memories.
So speaking of questions, though, like we started that with talking about a question from last week. We do have a question from this week.
Yep, and it's from _Sky Allah. Sylvia. Shout out. Hashtag
Sylvia.
girlfriend.
Hashtag go girl.
So her question was, what's a convenient meal I can take to work with me? She works in the med center, so her day is very highly paced. She doesn't have a lot of time, but she wants to eat something that's quick. Not time consuming, because she might have to do something. The doctor calls her. She has to do this, do that, and she doesn't have a lot of time to like eat a full meal. So what's the most convenient thing you guys think that she could eat?
Well, what I think is like the best thing to do, and again, it depends on like the person and you know,
Right.
how they feel with certain foods. But what I'll do a lot of time is like make a bowl. So say for example you want to eat salmon, rice, and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
You know, mince the vegetables, smaller, chop up the salmon, mix it in a big bowl. That way you can just eat it all at once. And there's no like, you know, it's just a bowl, and you can eat as much as you can, and you know, put it away and come back to it later. But nut butters are really good ones to go with too. There's like little packages you can get, and they're high in fat and they're high in calories, and you can eat it quickly, and it doesn't sit weird in your stomach. For most people, some people they get like sleepy.
It's peanuts, right?
Yeah, peanuts, almonds, whatever.
Right.
Do you just put it on anything, or just eat it straight up?
Yeah, so I'll just eat it straight up sometimes.
Straight up.
It's, like I don't think I'm a good person to ask that because like I eat like once a day for the most part.
Oh, wow.
So like I usually am looking forward to that meal, and I usually have planned to eat once a day. But yeah, when I've done like the Spartan races and or like when I've had to drive for a long period of time, I'll usually bring like little packs of like some sort of butter, like peanut butter,
So you can put in your pocket and stuff.
and then just eat it because it'll keep you full for a little while, and it's high in calories. So.
And not eating anything, because then everything will drop. Blood levels.
You know what's weird about that is like when I intentionally, because like I think we talked about this last episode, I'm trying to get to the point where I can fast for a day. When I intentionally don't eat till 1:00, I feel fine.
Yeah.
But when I accidentally don't eat till 1:00, I feel horrible.
Mentally,
it's
dude.
weird. Yeah.
I feel like you know hunger.
Yeah.
You know, when
Yeah.
you, especially if you can fast, like mentally, it's a whole different game.
Well, speaking of peanut butter is in mine for sure. So like my go-to like on the way out snack that I've been doing in the morning when I go to work, there's these English muffins, double protein, cinnamon something, like they're
Ooh.
really good. Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
So I toast those, and while I do that, I get a banana, I cut up the banana, I put peanut butter and honey on the English muffin. So it's English muffin, peanut butter, banana, and
That sounds super good
honey.
right now.
And it's so good.
Yeah.
And it's so quick to eat. It's just a small English muffin.
Yeah.
You just eat it like a sandwich, and then it's just like on with the day. And everything in there like keeps me full for a long time. So that's my go-to for sure.
Oh yeah. So I have two. So the first one is when I wake up and I know I'm on the go, I'm going to work or something, I will make my coffee in a blender bottle, and I'll put actually a scoop of protein in there. So instead of a sweetener, I'll use my protein to sweeten. You can do like chocolate, vanilla, whatever you think. And that at least get me to, you know, my midday, depending on if I'm able to eat because I'm high paced. The second protein bar.
Wait. What about the secret ingredient?
Oh, I also put
Love?
an egg in there. I also put a whole egg in my
Love.
coffee. And love. Yeah. So I do egg. I mix it up. You can't even taste it. I've had people like look at me weird. I'm like, try this. They can't taste the egg.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good properties in the egg. So
The best. It's the most complete protein. you can get.
everything.
Gotta love Whiffles.
So, yeah, that's what I do. If I was on the go, I know I'm not going to have time to eat a lunch or anything. I'm going to do like a bar, some type of protein bar. I really like the RX bars, like the
Yeah.
no dates, nothing like that. I know that it's not a daily. Sometimes it does sit in my stomach weird, but it's better than eating nothing.
Yeah.
Because if you just continually eat nothing, your metabolism will stop, things will just slow down, and then when you do want to eat, you're just going to have a whole bunch of food in your stomach. And that's when you gain weight.
What are your thoughts on fasting then? If
I think fasting is good if you eat continuously in the month.
yeah, like if you're consistent.
Yeah, a fast is only good if you eat a lot.
Yeah.
So if you don't eat, then you're continually fasting.
I'll eat like 2,500 calories in a sitting.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
most of the time. Yeah. Sometimes when I plan it out a little bit better, it'll probably be closer to 3,500.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
when you fast, your body's like, holy shit, this is new.
Yeah.
But if you don't eat, then your body's just like, what the fuck?
Do you feel tired after?
It depends on what I eat. Sometimes, like, if I eat fish or, like, fatty foods, higher in fat content,
Yeah.
like, if I eat a lot of, like, avocado or salmon or whatever, I'll just drop. Like, I literally just fall asleep. Like, I'll just go to sleep. But if I can keep it a little bit more, like, leaner proteins that aren't so fatty, I feel fine.
Yeah.
I'll drink a cup of espresso right afterward. Like, right after I finish eating, I'll do espresso, kind of, like, walk around a little bit, walk my dog. And usually I feel fine. There's, like, definitely a difference in my energy. But after it starts to break down a little bit, I'm fine.
For
I'm
sure.
golden.
I feel like it's like just the initial feeling after you eat a big meal and just like
Well, once you do it, once you start to do it consistently, that you just like you down food, man.
Yeah,
like,
it's over.
I'll go get like a 4-pack of burgers from the grocery store, like grass-fed beef patties, and I'll make 4 fat ass burgers, like with avocado, like cucumber, cheese, and like like I don't know. I actually use the same little English muffins that you use.
English.
Yeah.
Not the cinnamon
good.
ones.
No, it's the double protein ones. I don't think it's
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll eat 4 of those, and that's a hella food.
Yeah, that's hella.
Yeah, my thing is fasting is just like, it's a new craze.
Yeah.
So it benefits some people, not all people, but everyone puts it like everyone should use it in the diet. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna do fasting, just make sure
Well,
you're doing it right.
Isn't it weird how people like when they enjoy something or do something, they want everybody else to do it? It's
Everybody,
like a
yeah.
weird mindset. Yeah. Like,
Or
I
like-
like crack. You should do crack with me.
Or if you smell something bad, your first reaction is like, "Oh, smell this."
Yeah.
You just want people to do it with you.
Tasty.
You know what? I think I'd like it if we like send your fitness questions in.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
pretty well
anything,
rounded, so
yeah.
we'd really like to kind of be able to help with more of that kind of stuff. So if you guys have questions, let us know.
Physical and mental.
Honestly, for myself, I've never taken mental health that serious until like in this last few months.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's not. For some reason, I used to see it as like, weakness isn't the right word.
No, well,
But
but
I
it
saw
makes a lot of household or families put mental illness as weakness because
Yeah.
everyone ignores it.
Yeah, but what I'm starting to see is like, I think we all have our things that are similar to that. It's just, I think some people it's harder for them to deal with it because either they didn't have the right people around to like help guide them through how to deal with feelings and emotions, or like they were so significantly impacted young that, you know what I mean, it takes longer for them to come back from it. Because like I feel like if something happens to you when you're 5, that's traumatic. If that same thing would happen to you when you're 25, you would be a lot less impacted if you're 25 because you're more developed and it's not so early in your stages of growing.
Yeah, you're learning how to like deflect things
Yeah.
and just what you're taking in and what you're not taking in.
Yeah.
Like one ear out the other or whatever happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
at 5, it's an early age or even younger.
One thing that I have so have you ever heard of people that recreate their birth?
With DMT.
No. So when I was a little kid, I used to I'd take all my pillows and blankets off my bed, and I'd climb underneath my bed and into the corner, and I'd like pull them all in and like nest.
Yeah.
And like I'd pull everything I had and like nest in my under my bed. I'd do that, or do it in my closet. Like I'd like dump out all my clothes. And,
so like resembling the womb.
yeah, exactly. And so in my apartment, I had an office, and I have like a built-in desk in one of the corners. And I don't really use it a lot, so I pushed like a comforter thing up against it, and now there's like a little gap. And one day I was just like, let's see, and I dove into the gap, into the crevice under the desk, and I was like
This is
content.
perfect.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I'll just work down here. I didn't. I'm not that weird, but it was like it's
Until
weird.
how long?
It's weird how comfortable it is. My dog got down there at one point.
Damn.
And he could not figure out how to get. I could just see his little eyes looking at me through the gap. He's like, "What the fuck is this, bro?"
Like a fort in a way?
Yeah, it's
Kinda.
like it's small enough you could like crawl in there and lay down, and I don't know.
I was just on Instagram. I saw like a girl who was like 35 and she was in a fort, dude. And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like in the living room, like a badass fort.
I sometimes make forts with the girl I'm dating. Yeah.
Yeah,
In
I
my
mean,
home.
forts are tight.
Nice.
And it resembles, I guess, something like that. Like
Yeah,
where you're
it's
in
comfort, safe.
you're in a crevice.
Yeah.
That's episode 8, guys.
Ocho.
Yep.
So make sure to take care of yourselves. Check on your friends if you feel like they need help. And the job is here for you.
Yeah.
If you need anything, just let us know.
We love you all.
Peace.
Stay cool, Houston.
Watch out for the jab. Watch out for the